Hi there, it's Sarah from Inspire Tarot. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a good day. I always like it when it's the weekend. I've got more time to do things that I enjoy. Loads of cards flying out. We'll start with those. Keep going. I quite like shuffling cards. I find it therapeutic. I like it when they jump out though. Have a few more. Number 5. Go for one more. Okay, so I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment and set myself free. Yep, this is a biggie, because we're always affected by our own inner story, and our own inner story, if it hurts us and doesn't feel good and disempowers us, is inaccurate. You know, I've mentioned this before, that our emotions are always telling us whether we're believing in something that's true or not true, and if something doesn't feel good, then it's clearly not true, and we need to be asking the spirit for a reinterpretation, because we have a tendency, the ego will project our own issues outside of us, and then we'll see them as somebody else. So we really do need a lot of help to bring the projection back and forgive it. But yeah, if we remember to do this and we're vigilant, then we can clear issues out very quickly. And I had something come up today, and it's just, you know, I asked for help and the help comes through, and then you can feel a little bit stupid for a while that you made the mistake in the first place, but it doesn't matter. It's very difficult when you are so entrenched in this dualistic belief system, or all the options that you think you've got to choose from are wrong, and it's very difficult to step outside of the illusion without the spirit's help. But thankfully we have the spirit's help, so it's all good. It's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. Yep, this is another beautiful card. It's surprising actually how many people want to help. We all want to help. We all want to give in our own little way. We all certainly want to give in the ways that we enjoy. You know, for example, in the community I'm in, I quite like helping people with computers, with tech, and to other people that's just like their worst nightmare. It's really the connecting that I like with people, but I just love how everything dovetails together, and the spirit can match people up who want to support us in the way that we want to be supported. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So really we just got to ask for help, and there'll always be somebody who wants to come. And if we believe there isn't, then we're cutting ourselves off, because that's never true. My happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. Yeah, this ties in with the first card completely. I like to kind of imagine in my mind that there's a wavelength of love which is kind of high up. Obviously the wavelength of love is everywhere, but in my mind I just imagine it as if it's like a higher radio frequency, and it's always there and we can always tap into it. and it includes everyone and everything, and there's no lack or loss. Or we can be on this lower wavelength of the ego, where there seems to be problems and all sorts of interpretations that are unpleasant. But if we can remember this and shift our perception every single time this comes up, then we can lift ourselves back up onto the higher timeline at all times, and that automatically lifts everybody else up as well. So it's brilliant really how it works, but without this knowing, it can be difficult to heal. My productivity stems from inspiration. When I focus on what brings me joy, my tasks become effortless actions. So yeah, I mean, productivity in itself doesn't matter, although it does feel nice when you're kind of in the flow and you do feel very productive. And I know the Spirit uses our inspirations and things that we're interested in to get us feeling in that state of joy. And it usually involves something creative or something involving other people. And when we are focused on something that brings us joy, we kind of get very lost inside ourselves, and then that's just perfect. So yeah, I do find that. I mean, it says it, tasks become effortless. And I would say this is true, because sometimes when I'm lost in something that I enjoy, time flies by and I forget to eat and I forget to go to the toilet and all these things. It's just, when we're inspired, it's like we leave time completely and we're just on the wavelength of love and flow. So it's great. I honour my self-worth by asking for what I want. Yeah, this is a beautiful card. We should always be asking at all times. We should be being authentic and letting other people know what we want, because there could be somebody who really wants to meet a need, and unless we ask, we won't know. And I know I certainly love to give, and if somebody asked me for help, then I would help them. And the more authentic we are, the more comfortable we are with having needs and doing the healing, the more comfortable we are to ask. And the more we ask, then people get to know us more closely. So that's beautiful. I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. This is sweet. Being miracle-minded is definitely sweet. And yeah, a miracle, when we do something, when we think something, then it affects the whole world. It affects everything in all dimensions of time. We're told this in A Course in Miracles, that when we send out a prayer, we don't really know who it's going to affect. That's one of the beautiful things, that the more love we put out into the world, into the universe, the more that will come back to us, and the more we're kind of purifying the energy. So yeah, I love to think lovingly about anybody. My friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. Connection, yeah, on this planet, all we really want is collaboration and connection. It doesn't matter what it is we're doing, whether we're doing a hobby, following a sport, working together, just eating at the dinner table. It doesn't matter what we're doing. All the Spirit wants us to do is to connect and collaborate, and have this camaraderie all the time, because the world seems to be fragmented, and the Spirit is essentially just always trying to reunite it into a harmonious whole. So whenever we're enjoying something together, that's perfect. That's exactly what's wanted. And friendships can be challenging, because it can seem as though we've all got different things that we want, but it always gives us an opportunity to find the common ground, or to just respect that we all like different things, and it doesn't need to be an issue. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. So when we're silent and quiet, I think one of the things that we all like about sleeping is that it's like our consciousness almost shuts off, and it reminds us of being in heaven. It's very peaceful. There's no problems in the mind when we're asleep. So it's very similar to meditating. And again, I just think it assimilates heaven. And when the mind is quiet, we can hear the Spirit more easily. The ego's not rambling on about some mean nonsense. So taking time out to be still and meditate is definitely helpful. I claim my desires, I hold great visions, I am ready to receive. So yeah, God is always trying to send things to us, and our receptivity depends on how much guilt we have. And this guilt comes from the belief that we're separated from our source, and that we kind of have to earn our worth or prove our worth in order to return. And this is simply not true. Anything that we desire, the Spirit wants to bring to us. And yeah, the more we have great vision, the more we're growing. My highest vision is to return to my mind to wholeness, to unity. Because I know that once you do that, there are no problems. There are no problems in unity because there's nothing to have a problem with. So that would be my highest desire, to return my mind. But whilst we think we're a human being in a lax state, then we have all kinds of desires. But one of our wisest prayers is always to ask the Spirit, you know, what is your will for me? Because the Spirit knows what will truly make us happy. We don't really know from our convoluted and confused state. We always think that we want something that will appease our distortions, really, which is too small. The Spirit knows that we want more and knows how to bring us more, knows how to help us heal and see from a larger perspective. So yeah, to ask for help in a very open-ended way is great. Instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. Yeah, there's one of the things in the course which says something along the lines of that in truth we shouldn't really be affected by the unlovingness of other people, because it doesn't really matter. It's just a temporary state that they're in, and that we are always love. We don't really deviate from that, or we don't deviate from that. Our awareness deviates from that, but we don't deviate from that because we are always love, and everyone is always love. So yeah, whenever someone else is fearful, what we really need to do is understand that fear is false and extend love to them, see their behaviour as a call for love. And if we feel frightened ourselves by their fearful actions, you know, we interpret them as a threat to us, then we need to be contacting the Spirit for help as soon as possible, so that we don't exacerbate the problem. Because unconsciousness is, yeah, it's a shame. But we're all learning and growing at the same time, and nothing is really going wrong. We're always either winning or learning, as the saying goes. So, but yeah. Right, that's my reading for today. I love you all. Bye.